Hello, welcome back for a third video today because somebody asked about how to quickly, or basically she was asking about, she came from Canon and that she found it difficult to switch lenses. Now, I'm not sure if I can solve a problem because he has small hands. I think you can grip it in different ways, but I want to show something that very people I think noticed. I talked about this in another video before, but I never think I turned it into a real tip. So we'll only be using one camera angle for today because I'm standing, because otherwise it's too difficult. And I just want to point a few things out. Of course, first, like with any camera brand, there's a small dot there, and which is on all lenses, and it tells you where the connection is. Now, I hate even doing it like this now, but of course on the bayonet you also have this dot and you need to align them up. Now the problem that I always have, I always want to keep, even now I feel uncomfortable, I always want to keep my camera down. So then the question becomes, how can I see this dot, right? Now one thing I wanted to point out, that this symbol over here, which basically tells you where the center is almost aligned with the place, or is aligned with the place where also the dot is. Right? So why is this important? Because that means that you don't actually have to look at the dot on the front, but you can align it with the dot over here. I know this sounds maybe a bit difficult, but let me show you. So if I take the lens off, right, and hopefully you can see this, you can see the dot over there. If I align it, if I'm behind the camera, then you see that it's basically the same position. Just try it a few times. So if you can see the dot almost in the same line, you know that you are in the correct position. So let me switch to the other lens, right? So take the cap off, right? Kind of when I'm holding it, you can see that I'm aligning it with that dot and then clicking it on. Again, it's a little bit difficult now to see, but I hope that you see what I mean, right? So let me do it like this. You can see that if I'm looking from here, which you normally do, you never look from here, kind of, because otherwise you can't see it. If you do it, you will find that it's very natural to do. You see that this dot is actually kind of aligned with the same place where you need to be, right? Also, I think maybe if you have small hands, I have a grip on there because I have big hands, but I think you can also probably hold it from the bottom and do the same thing, right? So if you hold it from the bottom, I think you can quite easily press the button, put the new lens in. And again, I would suggest that you try to do it by holding it down, and then it's really difficult to see the dot which is on the mount, right? So that's why I like this trick, because you can turn it quite far and still see the two dots lining up. I hope this makes sense. So let me show you one more time by putting the other lens on. You see, it's quite easy to find the position because I'm looking basically at this line of where this symbol, which also tells you where your sensor is, but it's also aligned with the dot place where you need to put it for the dot, for putting on the other lens. So I'm not sure if Sony did this by accident or on purpose. I'm sort of guessing they did this on purpose. So yeah, hopefully that's a nice trick for you to do it a little bit quicker, because I at least always want to have my camera aimed down when I'm switching lenses. So in this way it's easy for me to kind of see the line of sight where my dot is, and then I almost always have it within half a second. Of course, I'm now standing up in a weird position, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to do it in a fluent motion, but normally that's quite doable. Also, if possible, I switch it while they are in a bag, right? Because let's assume, especially with the really big ones, so let's say 100 to 400, if I can have them upright in the bag, it's kind of the same thing, right? I can sort of quite quickly find the dot, know where I have to be and put it on. And if something goes wrong, I drop a lens or something, then at least I'm in top of my bag and I'm always having the camera aimed down. So that was kind of my small tip on camera change or lens changes. And it was about this marker and lining it up with the one on your lens. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.